I was 17 when this happened, and ever since then I've never connected a new device to the internet without feeling nervous. It started during a weekend when my parents left town to visit relatives, leaving me alone for 2 nights. The first day was completely normal. I played games, watched videos, and stayed up late. Around 11 p.m., I got a notification on my phone saying that a new device had logged into my email account. I assumed someone had guessed my password, so I changed it immediately. A few minutes later, another notification appeared. This time it said my password had been changed successfully. The problem was that I hadn't changed it. Panic started to set in. I spent the next hour recovering my account and securing everything I could think of. Eventually I got back in and convinced myself it was over. Then my laptop screen suddenly turned on by itself. I hadn't touched it. The webcam light was glowing. I quickly shut the lid and unplugged it. That's when my phone buzzed again. I received a text from an unknown number. It simply said, "Good job getting your account back." My stomach dropped. None of my friends knew what had just happened. I replied asking who it was, but no answer came. Instead, a minute later, another message appeared. "You should really update the password on your gaming account too." My heart started racing. I immediately checked, and sure enough, someone had attempted to log into it. At that point I assumed I was dealing with a hacker. I spent the rest of the night changing passwords on everything. Around 2 a.m., I finally went to bed. The next morning I woke up to dozens of notifications. Every device I owned had been accessed. My laptop, my phone, my tablet, even my smart TV. Somehow someone had gotten into everything. I called my internet provider and spent hours trying to figure out what was happening. Nobody could explain it. By evening I was exhausted. I sat down on my couch and turned on the TV. Before I could select anything, a video started playing automatically. It was footage from my laptop webcam. I was staring at myself from earlier that morning. The video showed me sitting at my desk changing passwords. I froze. There was no way anyone should have had that recording. Then words appeared on the screen. "You're focusing on the wrong problem." The TV immediately shut off. I unplugged it and backed away. A few seconds later my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. At first there was only static. Then a calm voice said, "You think I'm in your devices." The call disconnected. I barely slept that night. The next day things got even worse. My smart speaker suddenly activated while I was making lunch. A voice came through it. "Check your tablet." I nearly dropped my plate. Slowly, I picked up my tablet and unlocked it. There was a note open that I had never written. It contained a list of things I had done throughout the weekend. Every room I had entered. Every website I had visited. Every phone call I had made. It was like someone had been following me every second. Terrified, I called the police. 2 officers arrived and searched the house. They found no signs of forced entry and suggested I may have malware on my devices. I wanted to believe that explanation. Then one of the officers asked to see my laptop. When he opened it, his expression changed immediately. On the screen was a text document. Neither of us had opened it. It contained one sentence. "Tell the officer to check the basement." Every color drained from my face. The officers looked at each other before heading downstairs. I followed behind them. The basement looked normal at first. Old furniture, storage boxes, holiday decorations. Then one officer noticed scratches on the concrete floor behind a large shelf. Together they moved it aside. Behind it was a narrow opening in the wall. Hidden inside was a small room. There was a folding chair, empty food containers, blankets, and something much worse. Computer monitors. Several of them. all connected to cameras hidden throughout the house. The police searched the room and discovered that someone had been secretly living there for weeks. They had access to hidden cameras, microphones, and a computer connected directly into our home network. That's how they had gotten into my devices. That's how they knew everything I was doing. But the most terrifying part came later. Investigators found logs showing that whoever had been living there had left the hidden room hours before the police arrived. They had escaped through an old maintenance tunnel connected to the neighborhood sewer system. The person was never identified and never caught. To this day, I still remember what investigators found on one of the monitors. It wasn't a recording, it was a live feed from my bedroom. The timestamp showed it had been active less than 10 minutes before the police arrived. Which means while I was upstairs calling for help, someone was downstairs watching me in real time. Waiting. And sometimes late at night, when one of my devices randomly turns on for no reason, I still wonder if they somehow found their way back.